masks, and they'll be coming shortly. And we've distributed 100 million masks. Following our use of the Defense Production Act, GM announced that its first ventilator has come off the assembly line in Kokomo, Indiana. Great place. They did it in 11 days from start to finish, a remarkable testament to the ingenuity of the American worker. GM will ship over 600 ventilators this month alone, with thousands more to come, and we have other companies doing something similar. And I think they said that there's a brief clip that we have of General Motors sent to us by General Motors, and I think they might be wanting to play that for your benefit. Please.
我想他们会发一个录像哈，让我们看。在11天之内，通用汽车在11天之内就找齐了材料，然后建成了这个呼吸机的生产线。我们现在所看到的录像就是讲他们在11天之内完成的这个奇迹。
I know you got a little bit nervous when you saw there was a clip about ready to be played, but that was sent to us by General Motors, and we thought it would be a good one to play. It's amazing. It's, what they've done in a very, very short period of time. They're now making thousands of ventilators, and they're coming out of the factory very rapidly at a clip that nobody can even believe. But we have others also doing it, and these are very high-grade ventilators. So we're helping a lot of people, and at this moment, nobody needs them.
刚才我们看到了，好，现在由
now,
孝天来翻译吧。
but we'll have them for stockpiles, and very importantly, we're going to have them for other countries because nobody's able to do things like we can do, and we're going to be able to help other countries that are having tremendous problems, to put it mildly. My administration is using every available authority to accelerate the development, study, and delivery of therapies, so important therapies, treatments, and ultimately what we want to come up with is a safe vaccine, but frankly the therapies to me are the most important because it takes care of people right now. The vaccines have to be tested, so it takes a longer period of time, but we have some great potential therapies already, and we'll see how they're working. We'll be able to report on that, I think, over the next week or two. Tremendous progress has bbeen made. At least 35 clinical trials of promising therapies are now underway. So 35 different genius companies. If you look at AIDS, if you look at Ebola, if you look at so many things, they've come up with the answers to so many things. You wouldn't have believed it, and we're very honored to be working with them. They include antivirals and also, and they something which is incredible, keeps the virus from multiplying, a mechanism that keeps the virus from multiplying, immune therapies that prevent the immune system from overreaching to the virus, and convalescent plasma treatments that use antibodies from the blood of recovered patients. So we have a lot of patients who recover, and they're so happy to have recovered that the first thing they do is say, we want to give our blood. And they do that. It's incredible. We have thousands of people that are doing that. They recover. They feel they have an obligation because they've gotten such great care. And a lot of them didn't think they were going to make it. As the entire U.S. government works to combat the global pandemic, it is absolutely essential that the key positions at relevant federal agencies are fully staffed, and we're not allowing that to take place through our Congress. They're just not giving it to us. We have many, many positions that are unstaffed because we can't get the approvals. The Democrats are holding us up. We cannot get approval. We've gotten judges because we go through the process. I guess we're up to 448 federal judges.
同
And
意，
that we've
所
gotten
以
because
没
we
有被
focus
批
on
准，
it.
所以有
We
些职位
take
是
the
空缺
maximum
的。
time because no
还
matter who the
有
judge is, they take vast
400
numbers
多
of days and
个
hours to approve and leaves no time left
法官
for others. Very
各个
unfair system. If a judge is going to be approved in
地
1
区
hour
啊
in one
层面的
session,
法
it
官，
doesn't
他
matter.
们
They'll take the maximum number of hours and days. You're talking about days to get one judge approved. And we're close to
所以就
250
这样，这
judges,
个
but
民主党他们就
because of
在
the way
拖
they're doing
延
it, there's no time for anybody
对
else. And
每
many
一
of these
个
people have been
任命
waiting
都
for
进
two
行
and a
拖
half
延。
years. We have a couple that have been waiting for longer
有
than that.
的已经等
There
了
are
2
currently
年半，就是等待
129
这个。
nominees stuck in the Senate
批准。
because of partisan obstruction.
现在有
Many are
129个
nominated
任
for
命
vacancies that must be
被
filled to assist with
受
the
到阻拦。
coronavirus crisis and the resulting economic challenges. And I've read
那
over
很
the
多
couple of years, well, I
这
didn't fill
些任
positions. I
命
don't fill positions. In some cases, we don't need
就
the
是这些
position,
空
and I'm
缺
all
的
for
职
that.
位
But in many cases, you
是
do, but we
对
can't
抗
get them
议
approved by the
行动非
Democrats. They
常关
won't
键
release
的。
them. The positions
但是
include
我
the
无法
Director
得
of
到
National
民主
Intelligence,
党的
2
批准，
members of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, the Assistant Secretary
还
of
包括
Treasury
这
for
种国
Financial
家
Markets of
情报
the
机
United
构
States,
等等
and the
关键的职
Undersecretary of
位。
Agriculture responsible for administering food security programs.
那
And
我们
Sonny
的
Perdue,
农
who's
业
going to be
部
speaking
也
today,
非
saying,
常
please, can I have this man, can I
重
have
要，
this
对
particular
于
person
食物
approved
的
as soon as possible?
分发。
He's been telling me that for a long time,
所以
and the
我们
Democrats won't allow
要
it to
求
happen.
民主党
Again,
尽快地
every
批准
single
这
judge,
些
every
任命。
nominee we have goes through maximum, or at least they go through a long process. So it takes days and days, and there's no time left, and it's just a
每一个
concerted
法
effort
官
to make
都
life
是
difficult.
花
An
很长
example
的
is
时间
Michael Pack.
才能
He's my
得到
nominee
批
for
准
the CEO of the Broadcasting
所以用
Broadcasting
Michael
Board of
Pack 来
Governors.
作为一个例
And
子。
he's been stuck in committee for 2 years, preventing us from managing
他现
the
在
Voice of America. Very important. And if you heard what's coming out
无
of the
法
Voice of
上任
America, it's
美国之音
disgusting.
的工
The
作。
things they say are
那美
disgusting
国之
toward our
音现
country.
在是令人作
And
呕
Michael， Pack would get in, he'd do a
他
great
对我
job,
们
but
的
he's
国
been waiting
家
now
也
for
做
2
出了
years.
令人作呕的
Can't get him approved.
行动。
The Senate has left
我们2
Washington
年都不能
until
任
at
命
least May
这个
4th.
美国
The
之音的
Constitution provides
新
a
的领导。
mechanism for the president to fill positions in such circumstances.
我们
The
的
recess
宪法赋
appointment,
予
it's
总统
called.
这样的
The
权
Senate's
利来
practice of
指派
dabbling into
任命
so-called pro
官
forma
员。
sessions where no one is even there has prevented me from using the constitutional authority that we're given under the recess provisions. The Senate should either fulfill its duty and
那我
vote
们
on
这
my
些有一
nominees,
些
or it should formally adjourn so
条
that I
款，
can
我
make
们可以，我
recess
可以让总
appointments.
统来任命。
We have a tremendous number of people that have to come into government, and now more so than ever before
我
because of
们
the
有大量
virus and
的
the problem.
人需要来
We have to
到
do it.
联
And
邦
we have to do whatever
履
we have
行
to
他们的
do.
职务，但
It made
是
it very, very
现
difficult
在
to run government. I don't
这
think any
个批
administration
准
has
的
done
程
anywhere
序
near
受
what we've
阻。
done in 3.5 years. But every block,
其他
every
的
week, they put up roadblocks. Whether it's Russia,
政府
Russia, Russia, or whether it's impeachment hoax,
没有像
or
我
whatever
在
it
这
may
么
be,
短的
it's
时间
always
内完成了
roadblocks
这
and
么
a
多
waste
的
of time.
事情。他们
If
一
the House
直
will not
用
agree to that
俄国
adjournment, I
啊
will
等
exercise my constitutional
通俄
authority
门这样的事情来
to
给我
adjourn both
各
chambers
种
of
的阻
Congress.
拦。
The current practice of leaving town while conducting phony pro forma sessions is a dereliction of duty that the American people cannot
那
afford
么
during this
我们的
crisis.
国会，
It is a scam what they do. It's a scam,
他
and
们有的
everybody
时
knows
候
it.
也
And it's
是
been that way for a long time.
做了一些不合适的事情。
And perhaps it's never done before. It's never been done before. Nobody's even sure if it has, but we're going to do it. We need these people here. We need
不
people
知道以
for
前
this
是不是也发
crisis.
生过这
And
种
we
事
don't want to
情？
play
但
any
是
more
我们
political
需
games. I've
要
been waiting for
政
2.5
府官
years,
员
3
来
years
工
for some of these
作，
people.
在
And
如
they're
此
great
紧急
people.
的
They left
情
law
况
firms. They
下
left，jobs. They gave up everything
很
to
多
do it,
人
and
他
they've been
们
waiting for
离
3
开
years,
了
2.5 years,
私
2
营
years, 1 year
私人的
to
律
get
师楼
approved.
等
It's
等
ridiculous. And
来
everyone knows they're going to
等
be
待这
approved.
个 联
But
邦
there's
政府
only
的
so
工
many
作
hours
得
in
到
the
批
day when you
准。
go through judges and you go through lengthy hearings on judges that they know should be approved
但
immediately, and they
是
could do it in
每
one
个法官
session,
的
one,
任命
and they
都
could do it
要
in 1
这么
hour.
冗长，
And instead, it
他们
takes
本
them
来
many
1个小
days.
时就可以完成
In
的，
order to
但
advance the health
是
and
现
security of our
在
nation
要好几
and all
天。
nations, as we announced yesterday, the U.S. government
为了让我
has
们
put a
的
hold
政
on
府
funding
的健
to
康，
the
还有这个
WHO,
人民的
World
健
Health
康，
Organization, pending a review of the
我们决
organization's
定
cover-up and mismanagement
暂
of the
停
coronavirus outbreak.
给
Over the objections of the
世界卫
WHO,
生
we
组
took
织
decisive action
拨款。
and early life-saving action to suspend travel from China. They didn't want to do it. They were angry that we did it. It
我
was
们很
early
早
on they
就
were
颁
angry
布
that we
了
did it.
中国旅行禁
Took
令，
them a
他
long
们
time to
不
realize
想
what
这么
was
做，
going, but
世
I have
卫
a
组
feeling they
织
knew
还批
exactly
评
what
了
was
我们
going
这么
on.
做。
Tragically, other nations put their trust in the WHO, and they didn't do any form of ban.
悲剧的
And
是，
you
其
see
他
what
国
happened
家
to Italy, you see
相
what
信了
happened to
世卫组
Spain, you see
织，
what happened to
所以你
France.
就看到意大利、
WHO's
西班牙
guidance
等
had failed
地
to
发生的
control
悲
their borders at a very crucial phase, quickly
那些
unleashing the contagion
国
around
家
the
他们
world.
没有
It was a
保
horrible,
护他们的
tragic
边境，
mistake, or perhaps they knew. I'm sure they didn't
这
know the
也许
gravity of
是
it, but
失误，
perhaps
也
they
许
knew.
是故意，
Because if they knew the
也许
gravity,
世
that
卫
would
组
be
织明知故犯。
an even worse offense. To ease the
如果他们已
economic
经
pain
知
of
道那
millions of
是
American families,
非
we've now
常
processed $300 billion
重的
in
罪。
loans to more than 1 million small businesses through the Paycheck Protection Program.
我
This
们现
action
在
has
给
saved millions
人
of
民
American
有
jobs.
工
It's been an
资保
incredible
障的，
success. And they want to
拨款，
replenish it now, but
这
again,
是
the Democrats
取
don't want to
取
do
得
that.
了
This is money
巨大
that
的
goes
胜
to
利。
the workers of our country.
这
Phase
是
one
直
was
接给我们的工薪
$350
阶
billion,
层的钱。
and now phase two, we want to do $250 billion. This goes to workers, and it goes to small businesses, so we can save all the small businesses around our nation. Mike
这
McFarland
是
from
为了保
Nebraska
护
recently
我
said
们
this
所有
historic
的
relief has
小
been a
企业。
godsend for his small factory and the 136 Americans who work there. Save those jobs. Another small
所
business
以
owner,
非
Tim
常
Miller
多
from
的
Oklahoma,
美国人都
called
在
the
小企
program
业
a
工作，
total
所
lifesaver
以我
for
们
his auto
一定要
repair
致
shops
力
for
于
employees.
保护
Stories
我们
like
的
these
小企业。
underscore why Congress must replenish the Paycheck Protection Program immediately. The Republicans want to do it. They want to do
所
it
以我
immediately. They want
们
to do
呼
it
吁
now.
我们的国会
And the
马
Democrats
上
are stopping
在
it. A short time
充足
ago,
我们
CDC
的
issued
小企
public
业的
health
保护资
guidelines
金。
for critical industries. In a few moments,
我们也
Agricultural
有
Secretary Sonny
CDC
Perdue
颁
will
布了
elaborate
新
on how
的
these
规定
guidelines apply
来保
to our
护那
nation's
些关
dedicated
键岗位
workers
的人，
in the food
像农
processing
业、还
profession,
有
because it's a
食
profession. It's
物
incredible
处
what they
理。
do. Food processing, and they're keeping our grocery stores full.
他
The
们得以
shelves
让我
are
们
not bare
的
like the shelves that I inherited when we took over the
超市能够
stockpile,
有充
the
足的
medical
食物。
stockpile, where the shelves were bare. The cupboard was bare, I say. Tomorrow I'll also be leading a call with elected officials who will consult
明
with
天我
my
还会
administration as
跟
we
与
work to
很多
restore our
各
economy
界
to
的
full
领
speed.
袖
And we really think
来
with all of the stimulus and all of the
商
pent
讨
up
何
demand,
时我们
we're
可
going to have an
以
economy that
重
really
启
comes
经
back
济。
quickly. And would like to see it more than match what we had before. What we had before was a miracle, and we
我
think
们
this is going to be
想
even more
让
than a
我们的
miracle. We're going to do it because we have the
经
greatest
济
people in
比
the
以
world.
前更加
We'll
强
also
劲。
be speaking to America's governors tomorrow, and then we'll be announcing
我们还会与州
exactly
长
what's
交谈
happening. You already know we'll be opening up states, some states much sooner than others. And we think
我
some of the
们
states
对
can
一些
actually
州
open
可
up
能
before
会
the
让他们
deadline
早
of
点开启，
May 1st.
有的会早于其他州
And。I think that will be a
大
very
约在
exciting
5月1
time
号左
indeed.
右。
Governors are looking forward. They're chomping at the bit to get going. Again, not all states are the same. They're very different.
所
Some
以
are
很多
having
的
very little problem. Some have
州长
done
都
such a good
想
job that they have very little problem,
开启
and
他
they're
们
ready
的
to go. So Vice
经济。
President Pence and I will be speaking with the
有
governors
的
tomorrow.
州
We'll
已
be
经准备好
discussing
了，
procedures. Today I spoke with the leaders of
所以明
many
天
of our
我会
nation's
讨
most
论具
renowned
体
companies
的
and
方案。
organizations on how to achieve the full resurgence of the American economy. My
我
discussions
们还和
included
许多的企
top
业
leaders in
领
health
导来商谈
and
如
healthcare,
何让
transportation,
我们的
technology,
各
financial
界
services, food,
像
beverages, hospitality,
医
real
疗
estate,
业
retail, agriculture, construction, energy, labor, manufacturing, and sports industries. We want to get
酒店
our country open again.
还有农
We
业
want
等
to
等
have
这
our
些
sports leagues open.
受
We want
重
to
创
watch
的和
sports.
关
It's
键
important. We
的
miss sports. We miss
行
everything.
业
We want to get
来
back.
重启。我
These
们
experts and
非常希
innovators
望能
provided
够让
extremely
体育赛
productive
事继
feedback on
续。
how to safely reboot our
这
economy.
些
They gave
专
us a
家
lot of
都
great
会给
ideas.
我
We
们
spoke to
非
a lot of
常
very,
有
very
效的建议，
smart
让我
people.
们
The
能
highest
够
of the high
安
tech.
全的重新开启
The
我们的
level
经
of
济。
IQ on some of those calls was about the highest you've ever seen on a phone
那
call.
些
That I
人
can
的
tell you.
智商
So we have a
是
lot
非
of
常高的，
great thought went into those calls, and a lot of questions came out, and
有
also
非
statements,
常
very strong
棒
statements
的
as to what they
建议，
recommend. It was, I
还
think it was a
有
great day.
非
We did a
常好
lot
的
of
建议
a。lot of calling with a lot
我
of very
们
prominent people, but more
有
importantly,
非
very
常
smart people and people that love our country. They talked about the vital importance of our wide array
有
of
非常
relief measures to address
卓有
the
成就
present
的
crisis, and they provided
讨
valuable
论。
insights on how to move forward, including on the role of protective gear, where we have tremendous
比
amounts
如
of
说
protective
有
gear
关
coming
个人
in,
保护的，
robust testing, and the future use of therapies
还
and
有
treatments. They also underscored the
用
crucial
各种的治
importance
疗
of strong
和
supply chains and communications infrastructure. We're talking about infrastructure for the middle of
供
our
应链
country,
等，
talking about broadband and things that they frankly don't have and
还
haven't
有
had for a long time because a lot
宽
of
带技术，
politicians forgot about them. Can't
因
forget
为
about them.
有的
They're really the
政
heart
客
and
忘
soul.
记了那
Can't
些
forget
偏远
about
地区
them.
的宽
And
带
we're
技
talking
术，
about the telemedical. It's a new thing, and
还
it's incredible what they've
讲了
been able
远
to
程
do.
的
This is an
看病。
industry that's just growing, but it's grown by leaps and bounds over the last 5 weeks.
这
People are learning
是
so much
在
without
过
the
去
ability
5
to see a
周，这
doctor.
个
They're
远
learning so
程
much, and a
会
lot of good
诊
things are
已
happening. That's
经
something that's really
大行其道。
going forward, I think, going to be very important for our country. As we've seen throughout our proud history,
从今往
America is
后，这
never
样的远程
greater
的会
than
诊
when our
看病
people are
是
working
对我们
in
非常
unison
重要，
toward a common goal. That's what's happening right now.
所以我们团结一
We'll
致，
go ahead, we'll forge an even
朝着
brighter
一个
future
共同的
today
目
than we
标，
had, and we'll be, along with
我
other
们将有
nations,
一个
hopefully
更
we're
美好的
working
未
with other
来。
nations. We'll be the comeback kids,
我
all
们
of
也与
us,
其他
all
国
of us.
家共同
It's
合作，
incredible what's
所
going
以我
on.
们都在一
I'm
起
very
努
proud of the
力。
people of this country. I'm very proud of the people I
我
spoke to
为
today.
美
These
国
are
人民而
truly
感到
great,
骄
brilliant
傲，
people, and we've gained tremendous
他
insight. So
们
tomorrow's
是
going to be a
非
very big
常
day. We're going to
有
be
智
speaking
慧
with the
的。
governors. We'll have some
明
information
天是
on some
非常
openings,
重要的一
and
天，
again,
因为
we'll
我
have
们
some
要跟
openings that
州
will
长们
be
讨
will
论
exceed our
如何
expectations,
和
and they'll be
什么
safe.
时候重
They'll
新
be
开启
strong,
各州。
but we want to
我
get
们
our
一定
country
会
back.
保证
We
安
want to get
全
our country back,
有效，
and
并
we're going to
且
do it, and we're going
让
to
我
do
们
it soon.
的
With
国
that, I'd
家
like to ask Dr. Birx to come up and say
恢
a few
复
words, and then
经
Secretary
济。
Sonny Perdue, and then Vice President Pence. Thank you very much. Thank you.
谢谢。
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for summarizing the
谢
state
谢
of what
总
we're
统，
seeing. So
谢
over
谢
the
你
last 5 to 6 days, we've seen declines
总
in
结了
cases
我
across
们
the
所
country, and
观
this
察
has
到
been
的。
very reassuring for us. At the same time, we know that mortality and the fatalities that we're facing across the United
数据
States
让我们知道
continue. We know
这
the number
疫
of
情
people
正
who are
在
still
趋
in the
缓。
hospitals, in the ICUs, and we want to continue to recognize the healthcare workers who are on the front lines and really recognize
我们请
how
求
low
那
the United
些
States
医护
case
人员
fatality rates are compared to other countries, and this is really due not only to our technology, but
他
how
们
that
还在帮助
technology
那
is
些
utilized to
在
save
重
lives.
症
At the same time, I'm
在那
inspired
些
by
急
the
诊室
American
的人
people
们
who，continue
但是大
social
家可以看
distancing.
到我们
These
的
cases continue
死
to
亡率是
decline
非常
because of the strong work of the
死亡率
American
是非常
people.
低的。
Also wanted to let you know that we do have 9
我们要
states
保持
that
社交
have
距
less
离，
than 1,000 cases and less than 30
那
new
有
cases
9个
per
州
day.
少于
So we're looking at
1000
states
的
and
感染。
metro areas as individual individual areas. We talked before how each of these curves are different. Each of the cases
我们之
experiences
前
are
也讲
different.
过，
We
每个
have some
地
states
区
like
的这个曲
California
线都是不一
and
样的。
Washington State,
我们有
Oregon,
加
that never
州、
really
华
had
盛
a peak
顿、
because of
Oregon
so
等，
much work that their populations did to decrease
因
and
为
keep the
他
new
们
cases down.
没
So
有看
each
到
of
这
these
个高峰，
individual
就是因
states
为
and
他们做
individual
得非常
metros are
好。
being studied very specifically. I
对
do
于
want to
每个地
highlight, and
区、
we
每
are
个大
remaining
城
concerned,
市
and
都
we've been
被
having
仔细
discussions
的
with Rhode Island.
观
Rhode
察和
Island
研
and
究。
Providence are in a unique situation. First, they had increasing
那在
cases
罗德
from the
岛，
New York City area, and now they have new
那因
increasing
为他
cases from
们
the
比
Boston
较
area
近
that are
纽
caught
约， 他
between
们是比
two
较特
incredible
殊，
hotspots
然
in
后
the
还有
country.
Providence，
They're
他们
doing an
离波士顿
extraordinary
比较
job. They're caring
近，
for the
所以这
individuals in the
是
front
目
line,
前
but
的
Providence continues
疫
to
情
have
比
new
较
cases.
严
And we
重的
do
地方。
continue to work with specific states that have specific outbreaks related to individual
我们也
occurrences. I
与
will just
每
remind
个
the American
州有
people
特
again.
殊情况的
This is a
跟他
highly
们
contagious
协
virus.
作。
Social
这是个
gatherings
非
coming
常
together is there
感染力
always a
强的
chance
病毒，
that an asymptomatic person can spread the virus
所以一
unknowingly.
个无
No
症
one is
状的
intending
感
to
染
spread the
者
virus. We know if
会
you are sick, you will stay
把我
home.
们置于危
But to
险，
all of you that
所
are
以大
out
家
there
一
that
定
would
要
like
尽
to
量
join
待在
together
家
and
里。
just have that dinner party for 20, don't do it yet. Continue to follow the
如果
presidential
你们
guidelines.
想
We really
有
appreciate
20
the
人
work
参
of
加
the
的
American people.
家庭
We
聚
see as a
会，
country
请
we're
不要
improving.
现
We
在
see
做
as
这些。
metro areas we're improving. We see as
我们
communities,
看
as
到有所改
counties,
善
and，as
我
states
们
we're
看到
improving. But
大
that
城市
also
还有
still
每个
requires
县
everyone to
等
continue to social
都有
distance.
改
And
善，
in the end, we do
所以
have
我
states
们还
that
需要
have
大
very
家
few
继续保
cases
持社
and
交
very
距
few new
离。
cases. And so these are the ones that
但
President
有
is
的地
referring
方
to
几乎没有
that
新
have
的
been
发病，
silent, relatively silent throughout this epidemic and pandemic that many of us have faced. And so these are the groups we're working with very specifically. And each of these
那这些比
governors,
较
these
安静的
mayors
州
will have，
我
to make
们正
decisions
在与他
after
们合
generalized
作，
guidelines are
他
put
们
out, so
这
that they
个
can do
市
what's
长
best for
和
their
州长
communities.
就
They are at the
会
front line.
做决
And I
定。
wanted to conclude by really thanking my PEPFAR teams around the world who
最
have been
后，
working
我要
tirelessly
感
throughout the
谢
world to
我
ensure
们
that
所有合
Africa
作的
and
团
Asia
队。
doesn't experience this
我们
level
要
of infections that we have seen here. They've
我们
turned
要
over
保
their
证亚
capacities from
洲
their embassies.
和
Our
非洲，
U.S.
他们也要
hires
避
throughout the world,
免
our
经受我
ambassadors
们这么
are
多
still on the
的
front
高
line
发
with our
病
local
率。
staff, working with ministries of how to confront this virus around the globe. And I assure you that
对
they
我
are
们有
continuing
很
to
多
invest in the health
机构、
structures, the
政府都
laboratory,
合
and the
作
frontline
来
care to ensure that
抗击
all
这
of
个
the
疫
work that
情。
we have done against TB, HIV, and malaria continues, but that we use our
我们
capacity, our
要保
laboratories, our
证我们
clinics,
对
our
于艾
hospitals
滋
that have been
病
built by the
等
American people and the
疾
generosity
病
of
的
the American people to really combat this
控
COVID-19
制还会继
around the
续。
globe. Thank you.
我们要感谢美国人的慷慨。好，下个是 Sunny。
Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to be here with you today. And
谢谢
to,
总
I
统，
want you to know it's an honor to represent you in leading the Department of Agriculture.
是我
You
的
represent the
荣
constituency who
幸
are
来
crucial in
领导这个
maintaining our
农
nation's
业
food，security, enabling us to keep food on the table
来
of
保
our
证我
American
们
families,
国家
not
的
only just
食
food,
品
but
供应，
wholesome and safe food as well. I'd like to
不
start
光
my remarks
是
today by
食
echoing
物，
what my
还
colleagues
是
at
非常健康的
CDC
食
have
物。
been saying regarding the health and safety of our essential employees
那
across the United
CDC 他
States.
说，
CDC's
一
provided
定要保证
strategies
这
there
个
that aim at
食
helping
物
our most critical
供应
workers, both in
商的
healthcare
这些雇
and in
员
food
的
processing,
健
to
康，
quickly and safely to return to work after potential exposure
所以
to
一定会让
COVID-19,
他
provided
们
those
在家
workers
休
are
息。如果
symptom-free.
染病，并
And this
且
guidance will
等
help
他
these
们
critical
完全
industries in the
康复
food
了，才能
sector
回来。
to protect the health and safety of essential workers
所以
while
在
keeping
食
critical
品企
functions
业，
working
我们一定要
throughout the
保证我
COVID-19
们的
response.
雇
As
员
we know,
的
any employee
健
who
康。
develops symptoms while on the job should go home
如果我们知
immediately.
道
And
某
the interim
人
guidance
生
is in
病了，
line
他
with
们一定要离
CDC's
开工作，
recommendations for healthcare workers
并且
caring
遵
for
照
those sick
CDC
with
的建议。
COVID-19. So we appreciate the
要
dedication
照
and
顾这
commitment
些
of all the
生
brave
病的
men and
雇员。
women working
我
to
非
keep their
常感
communities
谢那
fed,
些
and we
勇
will
敢
continue
的
to work with the
人
CDC
们，
to keep those
他们
individuals
帮
as
助我们
safe
的
as
社区
possible
提供食
during these
物，
challenging
并让
times.
每个
In
人
that vein, there's been a lot
尽
happening
量的
this week. It's COVID-19 is impacting food
避
processing
免
facilities, as
这
you
个
know.
病毒。
For Americans who may be worried about access to good food because of this, I want to
有
assure
的
you
人会
the
担
American
心
food
我们是
supply
不是有
is
食
strong,
品供应的
resilient,
问题。
and
我
safe.
想向大家
And in
保
fact, our
证，
food
我
supply
们
chain
的
has
食
shown
品供应
tremendous
链是
agility
非
in
常
shifting
运转良
production
好
and
的，并
logistics
且
so
非
suddenly
常的
from
安全。
restaurant and institutional settings to retail settings. To all the employers out there in this sector, it's critical that you follow
那对
CDC
于餐饮业
guidelines
的，
and guidance and best
请
practices to
你
keep
们
all of
遵
your
照
employees and
CDC
people
的
safe and healthy.
规则，
To employees and local
保证你
public
们
health
雇员
officials,
的安
advising
全，
them the CDC has issued guidelines on how to mitigate a
并
situation
且
if you have a
教育
positive
你们的
case in
雇
one of your
员有
facilities.
关
We
CDC 的
need our
新规
local health
定。
authorities and our state health authorities
我
to do
们需
everything
要
they can to balance
地
the
方
demand
的
of keeping our facilities operational and our
保
critical industries
卫
going,
生健
while at
康
the
单
same time
位
keeping
来
the health and safety of employees as a top priority, as well as our
保证这
communities.
个规
So I
则的
want
实
to also
施，
take this time to thank
来
all of
保
our
护我们
critical
的社
essential
区
food
的
supply
健
chain
康。
workers. The entire country is
那
counting
对于
on
那
these
些非
patriotic
常关
individuals
键的食物
about doing
链
the work in
的
our food
食
supply
物
chain.
运输
These
等
dedicated workers include obviously
运
farmers
输
and
链的那
producers,
些工
but
人，
also processors,
还有
truckers,
农
and grocery
民
store workers, as you
和
know.
食物生产
Americans
厂家。
depending on what you have, the food
要
we
知
need
道
to feed our families,
我
and you're the
们
ones who are
需
making that
依靠
happen.
你们
Thank
来
you.
为我们提
As an
供食
entire
物，
nation, we're
感
truly
谢你
thankful
们
for the。work you're doing, and we
我们
recognize
整个
that
国
you're the
家都
true
会感
patriotic
谢你们
heroes
的付
during
出，
this national
你们
emergency,
是
along
真
with
正的
our
爱国
healthcare
者。
workers.
在这
So
个
before I sign off here,
国
Mr.
家紧
President, I
急
want
时
to
刻，
remind
你
you and
们
all of us of one more
表
thing.
现优
In the
异。
United States, we have plenty of food
我
for
还要
all of
说
our
一下，
citizens. I want to be clear.
在美
The
国，我
bare
们一定
store
会
shelves
为
that you
每
may
个美
see
国
in
人
some cities in
提
the
供
country
食
are
物
a。demand issue,
有
not a
的
supply issue.
可
The
能
way food
这
is
个
prepared and packaged to be sold in a restaurant
食
or
物
a school is significantly different
商店的
than the
食
way it's
物
packaged
架
for
可
you to
能有点
buy
空，
in the grocery
但
store.
是
Our
不要
supply
担
chain
心。
is
他说，
sophisticated, efficient,
我
integrated,
们
and
的供
synchronized,
应
and it's
链
taken us a
是
few
非
days to
常的
relocate the misalignment between institutional settings
精密
and
的，而
grocery
且
settings.
是运转良好
But
的。
that does not mean that we don't have enough food in this country to feed the American people. You might think of it as an
所以绝
interstate
对
when
不要
it's
担
flowing
心我们
along
没有足
well,
够的
and you
食
have
物
a
来
crash at one place, it backs
保
up,
证
and that's what's
给人
happening
民。
in the food supply chain, but we're working through that. Yet all this, through all this, our food
可能
supply
有的
chain
是地
is
方
proven
有
to
一
be very
些
resilient,
的
just like American people. To the
小的
extent
问
we
题，
have
但一
challenges,
定
we
会
have
被
and
解决
continue
的。
to need to work
现
through
在
it
我
all
们面对
together,
挑战，
and we
我
can
们一
and we
定会
will
解决这
get
些
through
问
this with a
题。
whole of
我
American
们
approach, Mr.
可
President,
以，而且
and
我
a
们
critical
保证
partnership
一
between
定
state and
会
local health officials, management
做
of
到，
companies,
并且
and the
跟那
employees,
些健
and we
康
will meet
负责
any
健康
challenges
的
we
机
face
构等等，
working together. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
与他们合作来
Before the Vice President comes up, I just wanted to say, speaking of Sonny,
完成这些工
China
作
has。paid us billions of dollars, many, many billions of dollars in tariffs, which we've distributed some to the
中
farmers
国给了我
because
们
they
几
were
十
targeted.
亿
We have
的
many billions of
关
dollars
税，
being held by Sonny.
现
And
在
I've told him
我
to
们
distribute
可
much
以
of
帮
that
助我们的农民。
money to the farmers. Our
我会把
farmers
这
were
些
targeted, and
中
now
共付的这些
they're
关税
benefiting
转
by
交
the
给我
amount
们的
that they
农
were
民，
targeted. And we are very
这样
honored to do that. And Sonny, you're going
这
to
样
start
可以
that
弥补
process
我
very
们
soon. You'll let
农
the
民所
farmers
受
know.
的损失。
Nobody can take advantage of our farmers. So we have a lot of
所
money
以
that we've taken
没
in
有
from
人
China. We're
能
going to
够
be
占我
distributing that
们农
money
民的便宜。
from Sonny to the farmers, and there's tremendous money over and above that.
我
That
等下
money
会
was
让
paid
这
directly
个
into
农
the
业部
treasury
长
of
把
the
这些
United
钱
States.
都转交给我们的农
This has
民。
never happened to China before. They never gave us 10 cents.
中国之
Now
前 前从来没有面对过这些。
So thank you very much, Sonny. Great job.
现在他们付我们几十亿的关税，我们感谢。
Thank you, Mr. President. The White House Coronavirus
谢谢
Task
总
Force
统
met today.
我们的
It's
白宫
reported
抗
to
疫
us
小
that
组
we've conducted and completed
开会，
3,324,000 tests across the nation.
我们完成了300多的
Americans
测试，
have tested positive.
现在
But
有
as you reflected yesterday when we welcomed coronavirus survivors here to the White House from across the country, some more than
大量美国人
45,000
都
Americans
测
have
试
fully
出
recovered.
感染这个病毒，
Sadly, we mourn the loss of more
那
than
有几万个已经
27,000 of
恢复
our
了。
countrymen. Our hearts are with their
很不
families
幸，
and
也有
with the families of all of those that
几万
continue
人
to struggle with the
丧
serious
失了生命，
consequences of this illness. But as Dr.
并
Birx just
且很
reflected,
多家庭
despite
都
the
在
heartbreaking losses,
经历痛苦。
we're getting there, America. Because of the efforts of
虽然面
people all
临这
across
些
this
困难，
country
但
to
是
put into
我们一
practice
定
the
会
president's
战胜
coronavirus
这一切。
guidelines, because of their adherence
请
to
大
the
家
direction
遵
of state and
守
local authorities. As Dr. Birx just
所颁
reflected,
布的规
we
定，
see great
就像
signs of
Dr.
progress from the
Birx
West
所
Coast
说
to the East
的，
Coast.
我们
President
已经
Trump
看
has
到了
directed our team
显著的
to
成
develop new
效，
guidelines that will be
川
presented
普
tomorrow to our nation's governors and
也有这个
and
新的
released to the
团
American
队，他
people
们要给
thereafter.
我们建议何
American
时
people will be
重
encouraged to
启
know that
各
as we
州。
stand here today, 24% of the
请你
counties
们
of
知
this
道，
country have no
如今
reported coronavirus cases.
20%多的
half of
县
the
在美
states in
国没
America
有新
have less
的
than
疫情发生。
2,500 cases per state. This is a
那
great tribute to the efforts by
很多
the
地
people of those
方也就是
communities.
少于
But as the president
2500
suggested,
例，
when we unveil
就
the
是一
guidelines
半
that
的
the
州
team has been
少于
working to
2500例。
present tomorrow to our nation's governors.
所
We're
以
going to
明
reflect
天
on
我
the
们
fact
会把
that,
这些
as the
数
president
据
said, there
都
will be areas of the country
交
that
给我
will
们的州
require
长，
continued mitigation and strong efforts, and there will be other
我们
areas of
会
the
继
country
续
that
的
will be given guidance
实
for
行这
greater
些
flexibility. The president has
保
so
护措
directed
施。
our team. When we think of more than 619,000 Americans having tested positive, more than 45,000 having recovered,
当我们
we
看到这
wanted to
么大
announce
量的
today that the
人
FDA recently
感
announced
染，
efforts to
还有这么多
facilitate
人
the
恢复，
development and access to
所以我们
convalescent
让
plasma, Mr. President.
CDC
You've spoken about this. People who
扩
have
大这
recovered
个
from the
血浆治
coronavirus
疗
have
法。
antibodies
那些
in your
已
bloodstream
经康
that
复
can
的
attack the
人，他们的
virus.
血液
The
里
Mayo
有抗
Clinic
体。
today is working with the Red Cross to make sure that
那
coronavirus
很
patients have
多
access to the
地方
convalescent
都
plasma
会
treatments,
跟，
and over 1,000 institutions across America have already joined this program.
所有
And we
1000
want to
多
urge
个机
every
构已
American
经
who
加
has
入了这
recovered
个
from the
血浆疗
coronavirus
法。
for at least 2 and preferably 4 weeks to contact your local blood or plasma donation center
所以
and arrange to
那些已
donate.
经康
It's
复
one
的
more
人，
way
请
that
你们
the American
跟
people can do their
当
part
地
and
的
step forward. And
卫生
thousands have
机构
already
联
done
系。
so, and we know that tens of thousands will join them. On the
我
subject
知
of
道很
supplies,
多
Mr. President, I'll be
成
very
千上万
brief
的人
because
已
you
经这样
detailed
做
a
了，
great
他们愿意
amount.
捐血。
As the President mentioned, the air bridge has completed 44 flights,
总统也
56 more
说了，
are
空中
scheduled.
桥
But on
梁
the
他们
subject of
完成了很
facial
多
masks,
重要
which are
的
so important for
运
the
输，
protection
把
of
这些
critical
个人保护
infrastructure,
设备
I'm pleased to
送往各
report
地。
that the average daily delivery through the commercial network through our air bridge is 22 million facial masks coming into the
每
marketplace.
天都有
The average inventory in the network over a 7-day period is 80 million masks.
几千万
And
的
FEMA
口罩
is
等
actually
运
working
往
as
各
we
地
speak，to move
而
facial
且紧急
masks
事
to
务
priority
署也
infrastructure,
与各
food
地
supply, first
合
responders.
作，
There'll be 6.5
来
million masks that go out before the end of this
建
week.
立这
An
个
additional 20
供应
million
链、生产
before
链，来提
April
供
the
个人
20th,
防护设
and then
备，
we'll be
还
adding
有食品
6.5
等。
million each and every week. At the President's
所以有
direction, we're going to ensure
以
that
后
all
每
of those that
周
work
都
in
会
food
有
supply, all of those first
600
responders
万多的
have access to masks, and we're increasing those every
口
day.
罩可以
Finally, I
生
know
产
I
出来。
speak for the President when I say how proud we are of all of our healthcare
最
workers
后
across the country,
我要说，
and
我
how
们
proud
真
we
的
are
为大家
of the
感
men
到
and
骄
women in
傲，
uniform, our medical professionals
特
who have
别
been
是那
deployed
些我
across the
军人
nation, literally by the thousands. In fact, as we stand here today, 576 doctors, nurses, and
现
other
在
military medical
有
professionals have been
很
deployed
多
to 13
的
hospitals across
军
the
队
nation,
的医
10 in
生
New
已
York,
经
and 1
派
in
往各
Connecticut,
地。
Texas, and Louisiana each. And as the president
在
reflected a
纽
few days
约、
ago,
德
because
州等
we
地
did not have happily did not have the demand on the Javits Center and on the comfort in New York City. At the president's
庆幸
direction,
的
we
是，
have
我们
deployed
在
doctors and nurses
Javits
from
中
those two
心没
facilities
有很多的
to
病人，
hospitals. In fact,
所以
the
我们
president and I
就
were
可
just
以
speaking
把
to Mayor de
那些
Blasio just
医
before
护
we
人
came out,
员派往
and
其
he
他地
expressed his
方。
great admiration and
我们也
appreciation for the
与
relief
纽
that
约
these
州
medical
长交
military
谈，他非
personnel
常
have
高兴，
provided to incredibly dedicated people in
感
our
谢那
hospitals.
些军方的
258
医护人
medical
员
personnel
所提
just
供的
yesterday
帮
were
助。
deployed off the ship and out of the Javits Center into New York.
所以，
With that, Mr. President,
我们昨
I'll
天就
step
让
aside, but it's
海军医疗
remarkable to
船
think
上
of
的医
all
护
that
人
we've
员
accomplished over the
去
last month
医院
since
工作了。
you first issued the presidential guidelines for America. The truth is,
总
because of what
统
the American
颁
people
布
have
了
done
这
over the
个
last 30 days,
命
we are
令
slowing the
来
spread.
让大家保
We
持社
are
交距离等。
ensuring that every
那
American family would have access to the health care
过
that
去的
we want
30天
any member of
成
our
效显
family
著。
to have with the greatest healthcare professionals in the world. We're saving lives. And
我
we're
们有
healing
世
our
界
land.
上最好的医护
And so
人
we want
员
to，
我
thank the American
们
people for all you have
救
done.
助生命，
Tomorrow we'll be
治愈
presenting
这个
new
国
guidance
家。
to the governors of this country
明
about
天我
how we
们
build
会
on our
给
progress
市
and reopen
州长
America
们提
in a
供
safe and
新
responsible
的
way.
规
Thank you,
则，
Mr. President.
旨在重启我们的经济。
Mr. President, I could.
Steve, please.
You mentioned the possibility of adjourning both chambers of Congress. Could you explain what you meant by that, sir?
Very simple. If they don't act on getting these people approved that we need, because of we need them
总
anyway.
统说，
But we
如果
especially
这
need now because
些
of the pandemic.
国会他
We
们
are
不
going
能
to do
批准
something
任
that
命的
will be
话，
something I'd
他
prefer not
会
doing, but
对
which I
国
should do
会
and I will do if
做
I
一
have
些
to.
他不想做的
Caitlin, go
事
ahead.
情。
One, on a call with business leaders today, they said testing has got to be ramped up significantly before they feel comfortable reopening their stores, their restaurants.
那有州长说，这种测试必须广
That's what I
泛
want
的
to. We
进
have
行
great，tests
才
and we
能
want the states to
开
administer
启
these
这个
tests for
州
the。most part. But we're standing behind them. We have
我们
great
想
tests.
让
We've
各
done more
州
testing
来
now
负
than
责
any
这
country,
些
as you
测
know,
试
in the world by
我们
far.
现
We
在
have the
是
best
世界
tests
上
of
做
any
的
country in
最
the
多
world.
测
Nobody
试的
has
国
the
家。
quality of tests. If you look at Abbott,
其他
what
国
they've
家
come
也
up
没
with
有
in a short
我
period
们
of time
的
has been
这个
incredible. Roche has been
优
incredible.
良
We have the best tests in the
质量
world,
的
and we will
检
be
测。
working very much with the governors of the states. We want them to do it. We're
我
not going to
们
be running a parking
会
lot
与
in
每个州
Arkansas. We're
长
not going to be
合
running
作
a
来
parking lot
完成
where
这
you
些
have a
测
Walmart,
试。
which has been great, by the way. Walmart has done a fantastic job.
比如
But
说
where you have a testing
有
center
沃尔玛
and
的
running
地
that
方，
from
我们就
Washington,
可以
D.C.
在
The
那里
states are
测
much better
试。
equipped to do it. But we'll be
我
working
们
with
认
the
为
states.
每
We're
个
standing
州
behind the states.
都
We're going to work
有
very
很好
closely with the
的
governors in
设
terms
施
of that,
来做这些。
getting additional equipment. It used to be
我
3-4
们会
weeks
与各
ago,
州
2
合
weeks
作，
ago,
给他
could
们
we
提
get
供
more
更多的
ventilators,
设
more
备。
ventilators, right? And
也许
we got them
像有
ventilators,
的
and you
人
don't
就
hear
是
that
问
anymore.
我
It's
们
been pretty amazing what
要
we've been
呼
able
吸
to
机，
do.
我
Yeah, go
们
ahead,
已
John.
经提供了，我们做得非常好。
A lot of those testing centers are still for first responders, healthcare workers who have symptoms only. When is it going to be widespread enough to where these companies can feel comfortable being open? Will that
Well, I think the companies will determine that, and the
有
governors will
的
determine
工
that, and the
厂
federal
他
government
们
will do.
可
And if we're
能
not
担
happy,
心
we'll
雇
take
员
very strong action
生病，
against a state or a governor. If we're not happy with the job a governor's doing, we'll let them know about it.
如
And
果
as you
我
know,
们
we
对
have very
那
strong
个
action we can take,
州的
including a
所
close
做
down.
不
But we
满意
don't
的
want
话，
to do
我
that.
会
We're
让他
working with the
们
governors,
知
and
道
we're
的。
working closely with the governors. The
我们
relationship has been very good. Vice President
会
has
致
had a lot
力
of
与
conversations over the last 2
州
weeks
长合
with
作。
either 50 or almost 50 governors on every conversation, and they've been really positive conversations.
我与50多
We have the right to
50
do
个州
whatever
的
we
州
want,
长
but we
都
wouldn't do that. But no, we
交
would
谈
have
了，
the right
他
to
们对我
close
们
down
表
what
示
they're
非
doing
常的
if we
满
want to
意。
do that. But we don't want to do that, and I don't think there'll be any reason to do that, but we have the right to do that. Steve, go ahead. Go ahead.
You got me already.
Mr. President, why did you have your name added to these coronavirus relief checks?
Well, I don't know too much about
为
it,
什
but
么
I
总
understand
统
my
你的
name
名
is
字
there.
在那
I don't know where
些
they're going,
救
how
助
they're going.
的
I do
支票
understand
上
it's
面？
not delaying anything, and I'm satisfied with that. I don't imagine it's a big deal. I'm sure people will be very happy to get a big fat
我
beautiful check and my name is on it.
大
Yeah, go
家
ahead,
一
please.
定会很
Go
高
ahead,
兴
please.
看到
Please.
这么大的一张
Please. Go ahead.
面额的支票，上面有我的名字。
said that Rhode Island is seeing an increase in cases.
from people that are coming from Boston and New York.
刚才 Burks 医生说，罗德岛那边有增多。那你说让各州来控制他们的重启，那如果人们从不同的州之间来往怎么办？总统说我会让每个州长来决定这一切，他们也许会控制这些进出他们的州，他们一定会小心的。有关重启我们的国家，那在国家之间会怎么样呢？比如说美国和加拿大之间，总统说我们和加拿大的关系非常好，也许某天我们会重开我们的边境。有一些国家受到疫情冲击很严重，有的正在去上升趋势，所以我们一定会分别处理。
Well, all we're doing is looking at the numbers. We're looking at our graphs. We're looking at our models. We're getting a great response from Deborah and from Tony and from many of the professionals that are working.
总统说我们看到了很多的数据，那些专家们他们研究这些数据，所以他们的结论是我们做得非常好。并且我们在朝着一个好的方向走。有的州根本没有太多的问题。有29个州非常好。除了个别的州。大部分的州都是越来越好。有关于让那个国会休会，这是非常极端的做法。现在不应该是两党之争的时候。那如果这样发生的时候，你会影响你的抗疫的这个有效程度。在我之前的2届政府，他们有很多的两党之争。譬如说，有关这个工资救助法，一切都进行良好。但是正在我们运行良好的时候，但是民主党不愿意给我们更多的钱，让这个计划进行下去。你看，我们花了几年，为了让这些法官的职位能够得到批准，那有的人他们已经等了3年了。
And we can't get them approved by the Democrats in the Senate because they're taking so long to approve our judges. Now, I have to tell you that I'm totally in favor of what Mitch is doing with judges because this always seems to be a priority. And it's a very important priority. I think it's one of the great trademarks of this administration. Approved record numbers of federal judges and appellate judges and 2 Supreme Court judges. But rather than approving somebody who's highly qualified, somebody that everybody knows is going to be approved, rather than going quickly, they take the maximum amount of time, whatever that time may be. And what they're doing by doing that is taking days to approve somebody that could be approved in a quick vote. People that get phenomenal reviews in committee are going maximum number of hours. And what they do is there's only so many hours in the day. Now, we could have said, let's stay. I would have been in favor of that. They didn't choose to do it. But I have a very strong power. I'd rather not use that power. But we have way over 100 people that we very badly need in this administration that should have been approved a long time ago. And one of them is the head of Voice of America. If you look at what they're doing and what they're saying about our country, it's a disgrace, the people that are running that. We have somebody that's
这样的职
really
位
good, really
那
talented,
现
and that
任
loves our
的
country.
主管
And I want to
对
get
于
these
美
people
国做
approved.
了非常
That's
糟糕
one
的
of
事，
many. We have professionals. Sonny, you've been
这
waiting
只
for how long have you
是
been
很
waiting
多
for
的
the
例
man
子
that we're
中的一
talking
个。
about coming in? 2.5 years. So Sonny Perdue just
那有
happens
的
to be
人
here
问
talking
他
about
说
something else. So you've
多
been
少
waiting for one of the most
等了多少
important
2
positions
年半
as Secretary of
看这
Agriculture
个
is the
农业
position. It's
部
distribution.
长
We need
他
it
的任
now.
命就
We're
等
talking
了
about
2
shelves.
年
We're
半。
talking about cupboards.
我
He
们
needs
有
it.
关
He's been
这
waiting.
些
He didn't know he was going to get this question. You've been waiting 2.5
商
years.
店的
The
这个货
person is
架等
exceptional.
等，
That
他
person
居然
left a
等
very
了
good
2年
job.
半才
And
得到
it's
批准，
embarrassing
才
to
得到
me. He'll say, do you think you'll get that man approved? He's been saying that to me for a long time. It's because of the Democrats. And what we're
有人
doing
跟我
is,
打电
and
话
I
问
think
他
anybody
是不
here
是
would
被
do
批
it,
准了。
judges are a priority. A federal judge who's going to sit for 50 years, potentially, a young
这个
judge
联
going to
邦
be
法
sitting for...
官是
That's always
非
going to have
常
to be
重
a
要的职
priority.
务，
But because they're taking so
这
much time in
必须
approving
是
everything,
优
they're
先考
trying
虑
to
的。
put us through
但
the
是
mill.
他
That's
们这
when you
种
talk
长
about
的批准
partisanship,
程
and it's
序，
never ever happened before. You can look
是
at every administration in the history of this
以
country.
前是没有发生过的。
Nobody has ever had hundreds of people not approved after 3.5 years.
之
Go
前
ahead,
的政府都没有这么
Well, we'll know soon.
上百
They know.
人
They've
等了
been
几
warned, and
年
they
都
will
没
be
有
warned
被
right
批
now.
准。
If they don't approve it, then we're going to go
我
this
们
route.
之
And
前
we'll
已经
probably
给
be
了民
challenged
主
in court, and
党
we'll
这
see
些
who
警
wins.
告，
But when the
我们
court
现在
hears
再
that
给
we
他们
aren't getting
警
people
告。
approved, as Sonny would say, for 2.5 years for an important position that we need because of this crisis,
那对于
we
关
needed
键
these
岗
people
位的
before,
人未
but
得
now
到
we
批
really
准，
need these people.
我们之前就需要他们，现在我们更需要他们。
The jobless claims are going to come out tomorrow. It's likely around 5 million more Americans putting their names in for unemployment benefits, but yet there
可
are
能
still
有
a couple
更多
thousand
的
people
人
as well
就
dying
要
each
开
day
始
because of
申
coronavirus.
请
When you talk about opening up the American
失
economy,
业了
or at least
救
in parts
济。
now, how do you balance that decision out given both of those figures?
Well, we are. There has to be a balance.
他说
You know,
对于这
there's
个
also
两个数
death
据哈，就是
involved
等
in
待
keeping
任
it
命的
close.
官
And I've
员，
gone
还
over this
有
with you, and I believe this
还
so
有
strongly. When you look at
就是有
mental
关
health,
这
when
个
you look at suicide,
失业率，还有这个
suicide
死亡率，
hotlines
他说这
which
两
are
个数字
exploding,
你如
people
何的
losing
做
their
决定，
jobs.
如
When
何
you look
评
at drugs and people that didn't take drugs and now they're becoming drug addicted
总统
because
说
they're going through a
总是
problem, they
有
have no
人
job,
失
they
业
have no
的。
money coming in. Other than
那
the
很
money
多
we're getting
人因
them,
为
we've
毒
opened
瘾，
up
他
the
们就
coffers to a large extent.
失
We're helping
业。
people. This is why I wish the Democrats would help us a little bit with it because they
现
should.
在我们
It's
正
purely
在致
partisan what
力
they're
于
doing,
帮助
and
这
it's
些
bad for our
人。
country. But you know there is death
民主党
by
所做
doing
的都
by having
是
this
玩
strongly
政治。
closed country. We have to get back to work. With all of that being said, we're going to start
现
with
在的
states
关
and
闭
with
状
governors
态
that
让我们
have
更
done a
急
great
于
job.
要重
And
启
they're
经
going to
济。
open it up as they see fit, and we're going to be right behind them, and
那
we're
各
going to be
州会
working.
决
We're going
定
to be
何时开
supplying them
启。
with things if they don't have them. We want them to
我
have
们
them.
会提供他们一
We're
切
going to
所
be
需。
helping them with ventilators after this is over so that they can't say, oh, the federal government. We want them to have, they've had a
那
lot
我
of
们一定
options.
会
Many of the
提供
governors
他
have
们
had a
呼
lot
吸
of
机，
options
这样他
over
们
the years to
之
buy
后
ventilators.
就
They
不
didn't choose to
会
do it.
抱怨。
So we're going to be helping
那
them to
有
fill
的
up
州
their
他们之
stockpiles. We're going to
前
have
没
plenty.
有
And as I said, I'm
做
very
好
proud
他
to
们的
do
本
it.
职
We're going to
工
be
作，
helping
把
other nations. We're going
呼
to be
吸机
helping
等
Italy,
都准备好。
Spain, France,
现在
other
我们有很
nations.
多的呼吸机，我们
And
可
we're
以
going to be
帮助
helping
其
them
他国家，像意大
strongly.
利。
I think Russia is
西班
going
牙
to need
等。
ventilators. They're having a hard time in Moscow.
而且
We're going to help
俄
them.
国
We're going to
听
help
说也
other
需
countries that
要
need
呼吸机，
ventilators.
我
We're going
们
to
还
have a
会
lot.
帮
You
助
see it
他
with General
们。
Motors. You see it with other companies that are producing.
看
We're
那
going to
个
have
通用
hundreds
汽
of
车，他
thousands of
们
ventilators.
还有其他的
And it's a great thing to have.
公司都
Yes, in
在
the back,
建
please.
造呼吸机。
Is anybody freezing?
好，下一
You know, it's very cold out here.
你们冷不
So
冷？
we can leave early,
挺
right?
冷
Okay, a
的。
couple of more. Go ahead, please.
我们可以早点离开，是不是？
20% of the world's deaths deaths from the coronavirus when we're only 4% of the world's population?
Well, you don't know what you have. Do you think you're getting honest numbers from some of these countries? Do you really believe those numbers in this vast country called China, and that they have a certain number of cases and a certain number of deaths? Does anybody really believe that? Here's the story. We report everything. We're reporting the cases, and our reporting is good. We're reporting every death. In fact, I see this morning where New York added 3,000 deaths because they died, and they're now saying rather than it was a heart attack, they're saying it was a heart attack caused by this. So they're ready. If you look at it,
所以有的人他可能死于心脏病，但是是有病毒感染引
And what
起。
they are doing is just in case.
那有
They're
些
calling
国
it this,
家
and that's
并没
okay.
有真
That's
实
okay.
的
But
汇报数字。
we have more cases because we do more reporting. We have more cases
我
because
们
everything
显
is
示
down.
的
But does
感染
anybody
人
really
数很
believe
多，
the
因为
numbers
我
of some
们
of
做
these
了很
countries that
多
you've been
的
watching and you've been reporting on?
测试
And then it's
和
like they didn't have
忠实的
the
汇
big
报。
thing. There have been some really, really bad,
那有的国家
heavily in
他们
really
更
some countries
没
that
有
are in big
显示
trouble.
这么多数字，
And they're not reporting the facts.
有的国家
And that's up to
他
them.
们其
All I know
实
is
受
we
到
report the
疫
facts,
情的影
and
响，
we're a
但是他
country
们
that's getting better. John, go
保持
ahead.
沉默。
Mr. President, multiple sources are telling Fox News today that the United States government now has high
很
confidence
多人
that
都
while the
告诉
coronavirus is a naturally occurring
福克
virus,
斯，
it
他
emanated
说
from a virology
这个
lab in Wuhan. That because of lax safety protocols,
这个病毒
an
可能来
intern
自
was
于
infected,
武汉的
who
一
later
个
infected
实验
her
室。
boyfriend, and then went to the wet market in
这
Wuhan,
有
where
这
it
个
began to
说有
spread.
一
Does
个
that correspond with what you
实
have
验
heard
室的
from
工
the
作
Well, I don't want to
者
say that,
受到
John, but I
感
will
染，
tell
然
you more and more
后
we're hearing the story.
感染他
And
的
we'll see. When you say multiple
男
sources,
朋
now
友
there's a
等
case
等。
where you can use the word
总
sources.
统说：“
But,
我不
we
想
are
在此评
doing
论，
a
我
very
听说
thorough
了这个。
examination of this horrible situation that happened. Go
我
ahead,
们
please.
正在做
conversations with
非常
President
仔
Xi,
细的
Mr.
调查。
President, did you ever discuss with him
那你
State
与
Department
其
concerns
主
about
席
lax
讨论的
safety
时
protocols
候
that had been
有
reported
关
to the State Department from the
在
embassy
那
in
个武
Beijing
汉
about that laboratory?
I don't want to discuss what I talked to him
实
about
验
the
室里
laboratory.
面
I just
那
don't want to
些
discuss it. It's inappropriate right now. Please go ahead in the back.
的那些规则不够严密，有可能泄露病毒。总统说：“我现在不想讨论这个。” 那下一个问题是有关 WHO 的
Look, I feel
冻
very
结资
badly
金。
about the World Health Organization.
总统
But
说
it's：“ been
我
a
对
tool of China. It's
世
been,
卫
as I
组
say,
织非常
totally
的失望。
China-centric.
它像一
You take a
个
look at everything that's happened.
中
They've
共
been
的
wrong. I
工
was all
具，
for it at the
他们
beginning.
是
What
非
do I
常
know? I
亲共
walked in,
的。
I said, World Health Organization, isn't that wonderful? And then you start to see all the mistakes.
那
They
我
didn't want us to close our
本来是
borders to
相信
China.
他们的，然
to
后
Wuhan
你看他们的所作所为，
Specifically,
他
they
们
didn't
不
want our
想
borders
让美
closed.
国关闭
You
边
take a look.
境。
Mike was there. We were all there, and they're
看
criticizing
我
me
们
for
副
closing
总
the
统
border.
等都
I
在
did
那
that very
边，
early. By
他
the way, I
们
did that very early while Nancy
世卫
Pelosi
组
was
织
trying to
在
have in
批
San
评我
Francisco
们。
parties in Chinatown because she thought it would be great. She
当我
wanted to
关闭
show
边
that this thing doesn't exist. These are
颁布
people,
中
I'll tell you,
共
we
旅
have
行
some
机密的时
politicians on the
候
other，
南
side
希
that
佩洛
don't
西
know
还
what they're
准备
doing.
到
If
加
you
州
look
的
at
中
if
国
you look at
城
timelines, you got to
来
look at
庆
some
祝。
timelines. But the world
你应该
The
看一
World
些那
Health
些时间
Organization,
点，
just like
事
the
件
World
发
Trade
生，
Organization, I'm telling you, I call
就
them, they
像
have been treating the United States for
WTO
decades
一
so
样，
badly,
世贸组
and
织
they've
一
been
样，
so in favor
中
of China.
共
China took off when it joined the World Trade
被这
Organization
些机构
because of what's happened. Think of it. They're considered a developing
青睐。
nation, and because they're and we're not.
他们
But we're
把
a
中
developing
共
nation
当
too in
成
my book.
一
Okay,
个
we're developing too. But the
发
fact
展
is,
中国家，那美国
we've
也
been
是个
treated
发
so
展中国
badly
家，
by these organizations.
我们对非常
And
不公
believe
正
me,
的
I'm
对
looking
待
at。that one too. We're winning a lot of lawsuits right now
相信
that we never
我
won
也
before in the
在
past. We're
调
winning
查
a lot of money that we never won in the past. That's with
我
the
们
World
赢了
Trade.
很多的
But
诉
with the
讼
World Health，
得到了很多
Organization,
的赔偿。
what's happened there is a disgrace.
那有关
Here's the other thing.
世卫组
We
织
pay
他们所
$400
做
to
的非常
$500
的，
million a year. China's
无耻。
paying 38, 39,
我
and
们给
$40
他
million a year.
5亿美元，
And it's like they control.
中国才给
this
他
deal.
们
I could do that too if I wanted to
大
devote
概
full time to it or have some very capable people dealing with Dr.
4000万。
Tedros. Okay, I could do it too. I could do very well with that. But there's something going on. There's something going on that's very bad. Now, the 500 million that we save,
这一定
we'll
有一些猫
determine.
腻
We're going to
的，
make a
在
determination over a
中
little
共
period
和
of
世
time.
卫组织之间。
But they're going to either have to make massive changes. I don't even know if they're going to be able to do that.
世卫
Or
组
we're going to
织
give money
必
to
须
people.
做
We
出
want to help
巨
people.
大的改
You know
变。
what we do
我们
in
其
Africa
实就
with
想
AIDS.
帮助
People
入人们。
and the money we spent. We were talking
对
about it the other
于
day, Doctor.
抗击
We
艾
are
滋
spending
病，很
billions
多人
of
都不知
dollars
道
to
美
help
国人所
people.
做的贡献。
In the case
我
of
们花
one
了
that Dr. Burks is very
几
much
十亿
involved in,
来
AIDS,
帮助他
billions
人。
of dollars. And you know
我
what? It's
们
a
的
great thing. Nobody talks
Burks
about it.
医
Nobody
生
gives
就
us
是
credit.
致
We do
力
that,
于
and we
艾
do it
滋
very
病
directly.
的
But
防
we're
控。
spending billions of dollars to help people live.
我们
And
花了
all over
几
the
十
world,
亿来
we're spending
挽救人们的生命，
$500 million to the World Health
有
Organization.
5亿。
And there's something very bad going on. And you know what?
每
I've
年
gotten very much
给
involved. It's been
世
going
卫
on
组
for a
织5
long period of
亿，
time. And we don't want to
但
be the
是
suckers anymore. So it's cold out. We will talk to you
他
tomorrow.
们
Big
这
day
样
tomorrow.
的
Very big day.
行
Thank
径
you.
已经持续很久了，我不想再当冤大头了。所以明天是很重要的一天。
哎，结束了。哎，现在那个文琪，现在总统搞这个发布会已经不带其他人一起玩了，就他自己一个人讲是吧？
昨天有其他人呢，今天就是换的人比较少。
现在哎，现在有福气吗？没有了吧？
昨天他好像还在，
但他没讲话，讲话了吗？
昨天没，好像，我想想看，昨天你在呀，我没太印象了。
昨天我在昨天
但是
没看到。
有一天他上来一上来就澄清，那可能是星期一，今天是星期三，星期一他就澄清，他就说，本来不是有媒体说他在抱怨总统没有尽早做什么决定嘛，好像有那个意思，他马上澄清了，他就说他向总统建议的总统都马上采纳了，就是误解了他了。今天是没有。对，对不起，你说那个我没看到，你接班那个我没看到。
哦，没关系，没关系，就是他很短嘛，正好一个人弄完就可以了谢谢谢谢啊。
好，不客气。
没关系的。
因为他们太激烈了，我想找一个就是比较空的时候，结果还是火药味儿挺浓的，我也忘了时间了。
对，这些媒体啊，这个媒体就是都是非常不友好的，他们干就是任务就干这个的。
对。
所以我们有 G News 和 GTV 呀。我们的那个，我们的 G News 和 GTV 是来改变这个世界媒体秩序的啊。
对呀，以后要监督了嘛，第三方嘛，以后我们也要变成这个样子，穷追猛打那些就是在中共，不是中共了，新的中国政府，好。
对，哎，忘了还有那个班农的战斗史啊，这都是要改变世界媒体秩序的，要把那些所谓的主流媒体要干一遍。
对，主要不应该是大财团，就他有这个利益冲突嘛。现在美国这个假媒体，他们都是大财团，他们有自己的利益。
对呀，被那共产党收买了嘛，跟着钱走了已经。
我觉得总统让每个州长决定也挺精的哈，他不用负责也是。但他好像今天说他要把那个国会给那个让他们休会嘛 ，adjourn。要在
现在就是又国会又打架了是吧？国会估计又吵得不可开交了，估计是。
对，他说 adjourn， 那就让他们休会了，是这意思吗？他一上来就抱怨这个国会什么100多个职位都没有批准，然后又说这个就是第二部分要发钱嘛，第一部分已经弄完了，很顺利，第二部分要发钱，国会好像又在那儿吵闹了，就是民主党。他说他可以 adjourn，他说他有这种权利，他